Hello everyone and welcome to the video. So I've been planning this video for a while now, and here it is. So this is me talking about digital art. So if you've been following me for a while, you will know that I've been a traditional artist for over 30 years. I do talk about that from time to time. And if you are new here, hi, I'm Zoe and I've been a traditional artist for over 30 years. But basically this video is about what it's like as a traditional artist trying digital. So I put a thing out on my community tab, like a poll, asking if people would like to see this video. So out of 33 responses, 2 people didn't. This video is dedicated to them out of spite. And a big thank you to everyone that said they would like to see it. To be fair, even if no one wanted to see it, I would be making it anyway. Now, apologies before I go on. The lighting is a bit strange. There's a lot of shadow. This is because I haven't been able to have my lighting in its normal place because of the reflection on the screen. So if I open the iPad, we've got reflection, but it's if I had my lighting where it normally goes, I wouldn't be able to get rid of it even if I angled the iPad. So please bear with me with that. Sorry, it's not the best lighting, but anyway, this is just an intro because once I get into what I really want to talk about, we're going to go into like, it's not filmed footage, it's stuff that's come from the app that I use. But I just wanted to show you quickly. So obviously this is my iPad. I need to unlock this. I've got, no, that's Procreate Dreams. I do not know how to use that. Procreate. Okay, so this is my current project. And then, right, so I just wanted to quickly go through a couple of bits that I really like about this. And obviously one thing is you can zoom, but like when I'm sketching, like I like to use black, and then I use a brush. I've not sketched for a while, so they're not in my recents. But if I go to sketching, like I use peppermint. I've recently used the 6B as well to go over sketches to darken little bits up. But peppermint is the main one, and like you can change the size here. So you've got like quite a thin line. You can't even really, I don't think you can even see that on the camera. But you can like thicken your line, and which is quite good, so you can change all that. And it does react to pressure. It's really good. You can turn it on the sides and you can shade. So like when you're sketching, you can just tap as well to get rid of it, which is great. But when you're like sketching, it's just really like nice. Like you can do it and like it looks like pencil. It's just, yeah, I like that. There's a lot of things on here that can replicate like pencil work and stuff, which is just, it makes it fun. And what I enjoy most about it is this is clean. I'm not going to get graphite or paint or anything all over my hands. Oh, excuse me. I can sit on the sofa in front of the telly. I don't have to worry about taking loads of supplies downstairs. Yeah, it's just, it's fun. And to be honest, it's what I've not really done. Apart from the Scrawler Challenge, I've not done any other traditional art in the last few weeks. So I've just been playing with this. But it's been really good because I've had work done on my house and I haven't been able to get into my studio, which I am in today, but there's still stuff everywhere. So this has been something I can just get on with. So if we come out of the gallery, I've got a few bits and bobs. Like these are all my thumbnails throughout all my YouTube videos. They're all there, every single one of them. So that's what it's been used predominantly for. I've got some graphics for various things. I don't know why there's a thumbnail in there, but if you see my lives, you'll have seen this one. And this is my banner from my YouTube channel. You know, I've got all sorts of things on there. I've got some stack of artworks there, finished ones. These are some recently finished ones. I'm gonna use some of these while talking about it. But yeah, so Oh, and another thing that's really versatile is like I've gone from this very graphic looking image. You can tell this is digital, but then we go into this. This is a digital image. It doesn't look like one. It looks like it's been drawn traditionally. So it just shows the versatility of it. Yeah, that's not got very many layers. So if you go to, say, Sephiroth, there's 42 layers there. There's actually more layers. However, some of them have been merged. But yeah. It's yeah, so you can just put I've lost my train of thought. So you can just put the things on different layers so you can play around with them and stuff, and it just makes the whole process of creating an artwork easier in that respect. And things you can't do is like use like this. Is that showing up? Yes. So this is like a leather effect brush that I used. So obviously this is easier than traditional, but I find digital as a whole right now more difficult than traditional, but there are aspects of it that make it easier, like being able to use brushes for textures. You know, this grunge effect was brushes and stuff that I've used. And anyway, okay, I've been rambling for 6.5 minutes, so I'm going to go and I'm going to show you now a couple of pieces that I've done in the time lapses. And just talk about those in a voiceover. So yeah, thanks for sticking with me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Hello, let's get straight in. So I am starting off here drawing the guidelines, and then I go straight into the sketch. So I'm just like any artwork, traditional or digital, I am going straight with the eyes, mouth, and then the jawline. And then I fill in like the body and the hair and stuff. Wow, this is moving really fast and difficult to talk about. So basically, like at this point, this is 3 layers. So there's the guidelines on one layer. It's 4 now. The guidelines were on one layer. The sketch, the body of the sketch was on another. The hair was on another, and then the background that I put into another. Now that's just a temporary background to give the piece some sort of like image in my brain what it might look like at the end, although you can see from the left of the screen to the right that it does not look the same. Anyway, so I'm inking now, and I've already inked the face here. You might have noticed that I did the eyebrows a couple of times, and that was because I'd started to do them in black, and then I was like, well, Sephiroth's eyebrows are silver, so I'm going to change them to grey. Now I have you can't see from the time lapse, but there's a lot of layers to this inking. The face is on one layer, the hair is on another layer, the collar is on a layer, the shoulder pads is on a layer, the strap across his chest is on another layer. And then at the end I come in and I put in another layer over the top of inking where I like thicken up some lines that I want to thicken up. So there's several layers just to the inking itself. Now, after inking, what I like to do is I just block out colour. So I started with that, and I felt like it was, I need to put a background in. So what I do is I just put in a blanket colour, and then I turn down the opacity until it kind of doesn't take too much away from the drawing itself. Sephiroth's face changed a couple of times. I didn't like the colour that it was originally. And with the shadows, this is quite interesting actually. What I do is I will... they're actually in black, and then I turn down the opacity rather than putting a coloured shadow in, and then that allows me to play around with how dark those shadows are, and all of those shadow layers are like that. So with the hair, you can see obviously it had its base colour, it had a mid-tone, and then it had a darker grey go in. And now I'm moving on to the shoulder pads, which is like a grungy filter with multiple colours in it. I had been doing cell shading up until this point, but I really felt that it didn't suit this character because that shoulder pad is incredibly battle worn, so I wanted to portray that. Background obviously went in. That white you've just seen flash up is me putting the white you can see, the faded white around. That was that. Some more bits and bobs, and he's done. So Now we're on Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. So Howl was done before Sephiroth. It's the same process. I have started with the grid. Now I'm going on to the eyes. So I get this sketch in. Once my sketch is finished, I will create another layer for inking, and then I will turn down the opacity of the sketch so I can see the inking better. So you'll see that in a little while. I can't remember whether I mentioned that for Sephiroth, but I did the same process. And that, you know, these fact that you can change the opacity of the different layers really helps. Here you go. So I've made it lighter, and now I'm putting the ink in. The ink brush is the Studio brush, or Studio pen. That's the one I always been. I want to change that now. I don't want to do quite such harsh outlines, so I'm thinking of changing up that. So I'm learning, so I'm trying different things with each one. So Howl's hair is on a couple of different layers, like the forepart of his hair is one. You'll see me move on to the back part of the hair that goes behind his head. That was really difficult. I couldn't work out how to get that to look good, so it took a couple of attempts. Oh no, we got the collar first. I think it's because I was trying to assess how I was going to do that. So, okay. We'll get to that hair in a minute. You can see lines going across the screen. That's where I keep leaning on it. And we got earrings before hair. There we go. There's the back part. Now, the good thing about working in layers is you can work in the foreground and then you can draw over it and have it in the background. And, yeah, it works well. You can move layers up and down, which I do quite a lot. Sometimes I'll completely block out something over its line work and then put it back behind. So I'm just putting in base colour, or I was, and now I'm starting to do. So I've got 3 colours in Howl's hair. The third layer's going in now. And then I changed the colour of the background because I don't like it with the yellow. Shadows are in. This was the same process I used with Sephiroth, where I've been playing around with opacity. Oh, no, it wasn't. I think Howl's shadows might have been coloured in and played around with the opacity there, but Sephiroth was more grey, so... But then I kind of do that because it will show the colour beneath anyway through that. The one thing I really didn't like about this is what I did with the shirt itself, but that's something to practice. But I wanted to keep it minimal. I didn't want to go too detailed with it. Yeah, background's in. So not too much to say about there. But you can see the layers going on and off is because I'm trying to find a mistake and so I can delete it. Right, now, so this is something completely different I want to show you. This is a not fully rendered image. This is just a sketchy portrait. So I've had a bit of, well, people tell me that this is not a sketch. It is a sketch. It's not a rendered portrait. It is more detailed than the sketches I've had before. And the reason for that is because I wanted to leave it as a sketchy artwork rather than having... So I didn't need to block in... You know, if I was making a portrait here like I was making on the previous ones, I would not need to block that beard in. But because I'm leaving it this way, that's why I've done it. Really enjoyed doing his beard. But yeah, so I've done a few portraits like this. I started with Harry Potter, which I did for an art challenge. And then I did this one of Ryan Reynolds. And I've done one of Joaquin Phoenix. So yeah, it's like 2 different styles that I've really been enjoying with the digital. But so now while we watch the rest of Ryan, I just want to say that the next part is going to be just flashing up images of other things that I've done. So I just want to show you a few other bits. But while you're watching those, thank you for watching the video. This is my outro now. Yay. Thank you for sticking with me. You know, this is things I've said are just things that I've found. Like, I'm not an expert in digital. I don't claim to be. I wouldn't advise anybody on it at this point. I've been doing it for literally 6 to 8 weeks. And this is what I've produced in that time. And I'm really happy with what I've done. And people seem to have received these things quite well. So thank you, everyone that's given me feedback and stuff. But thank you for watching today, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.